When does it become the Trump economy?
It partially is right now, and I really mean this. I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy, because he's done a terrible job. He did a terrible job on everything.
I think this tariff shock, while it is shocking, I think earnings will probably outperform expectations. I mean, that'd be one thing. And then I think the things that were leading us down, whether it's Tesla or the Mag 7 or Bitcoin, they've begun to recover. In fact, as you know, Bitcoin's above its April 2nd level. So
no question, the trade can be an act of war, and I think it's led to bad things. Just the attitudes it's brought out in the United States. I mean, we should be looking to trade with the rest of the world, and we should do what we do best, and they should do what they do best.
All right, welcome to another trading analytics video. As you can see, there is so many headlines out there, when it comes to the market. We have tariffs, we have earnings, we have Jerome Powell rate decisions, so many things going on in Washington. We have so many things that we can attribute to all of the crazy price action we've seen. But as traders, we don't need to focus on all of that. We have to focus on one thing, and that is what is in the chart. So let's get right into that. Kicking things off for us is the S&P 500, or SPY. And as you guys can see, right, we were in this larger degree downtrend for quite a while, and we were respecting this downtrend line multiple times. You can see that we, hit it here, 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 and here. And, essentially, we were just making lower highs and lower lows until we put in this local bottom. And this local bottom, I just want to go ahead and mark it out just like that. And, from here, we got a nice little bounce to our 20 EMA, pull back, but we didn't get a lower low. We actually ended up getting a higher low. And then we ended up getting, in addition to that, a higher high, right? And I'm going to go ahead and mark out our higher high here. And so, this was an important development for me personally, right? Once I kind of realized that the higher high took place, I immediately started changing my tone from being overly bearish to cautiously bullish, right? And I say cautiously bullish only because, again, the bulls still have a little bit more they need to prove after all of the selling that we've seen. We're still a ways away from our all-time highs. And so I don't think the bulls have won anything yet. However, they are making lots of progress here, right? And so we got our higher high here. And so we ended up breaking down this, breaking out of this downtrend as well, this downtrend line that we were rejecting multiple times. And so we ended up pushing towards the 568 areas, 569, somewhere in there. And now we're experiencing somewhat of a pullback, right? And so this pullback so far has simply just come down to the 50 EMA, right? And so, again, I do believe that after all the selling that we've been seeing, I do believe that the recovery is going to be pretty aggressive if it is indeed a recovery, right? If it's indeed a recovery, I think it's going to be an aggressive one. So I don't think the pullbacks are going to be too terrible, assuming bulls are in control. And again, I say that again, assuming bulls are in control. So seeing that we did get support right here from the 50 EMA, I am looking for higher prices from here, at least to come back and retest that 568 level. And possibly break it. Now, there is one critical level that I have marked out here, which is our 200 SMA, and that is right around 573. I would like to see us not only test it, but also break above it and close candles as well, daily candles that is, above that, daily SMA. And so if we do that, I know for sure bulls are in full control, and we'll be looking just to buy lots of pullbacks with inside of this overall bull trend. Now, again, one of the pullback levels I mentioned was this 50 EMA, which is where we caught support today, at least for now. Going into tomorrow's session, just understand that, again, if we cannot hold this, this 50 EMA, which is right around 556, we're going to be looking for 549 to hold for us at some point so we can look for the next higher low, right, in our trend count. So we got a low, higher low, and then again, we're looking in to put in that third higher low somewhere between 549 and 556. Now, as long as we don't break down under this 540 level, you still technically are in a bull trend. However, I do not want to be in any long positions under 549. Anything under 549, I'll kind of sit out and wait and see what price is doing from there. But as of right now, everything is absolutely fine in my books. Just looking at the fact that we had a very impulsive move to the upside. I think we were on a I don't, what did they say, a 9-day win streak or 8-9 day win streak in the market. And so it's not uncommon to see some kind of pullback after running up the way we have from the lows, right? And so holding this 50 EMA, like I said, is important to me. I want to see if we can hold it into tomorrow, and obviously see if we can retest this 568 level, and then even greater than that, the 200 SMA. So that's how I view the S&P 500. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Just keep your trade plan simple and you'll do just fine. All right, on the NASDAQ 100, much like SPY, we did get the bull breakout from this downtrend line. And as I said, we were on an 8 or 9 day win streak, in the entire market, especially tech. And so, after we hit this 200 SMA, we simply got a pullback here to the 50. And again, from here, I am looking for some kind of bounce here, so we can eventually break the 200 SMA. And it's and again, if we don't bounce from the 50, I'm looking for somewhere maybe around the 20, anywhere above this green line here that I have, a green support. I'm looking for some kind of a bounce in this range here to eventually continue marching higher. So again, I'm keeping my trade plan very simple here. I'm not going to complicate it at all. I do like the setup on the NASDAQ for higher prices, and buying dips is the way to go, in my opinion, for obviously long-lasting profits here. All right, quickly jumping over to NVIDIA stock. As you can see, much like the rest of the market, we were, in somewhat of a short-term downtrend. And again, I am on the weekly chart of the of NVIDIA here. And so again, once you're in a downtrend, what you're looking for is reversal patterns. That's why we call them reversal patterns. And so what that means is, again, you're looking for a reversal. So we caught support here on the 100, and again, we did have a nice little double bottom like structure here on the weekly chart of NVIDIA. And so again, as long as we can continue making higher lows and higher highs here on a weekly basis, I do expect NVIDIA to kind of work its way back into the 120s over the next 2 weeks. Now keep in mind, we do have lots of catalysts, with Jerome Powell coming up and all kinds of data, which could influence where this chart goes. But at the end of the day, again, when you're coming from a downtrend, spotting a reversal pattern is the first sign that your downtrend may be over. And I'll just go a quick step further here. If I jump over to our daily chart here, and I'll just go ahead and let's see if I can draw this out for you guys really quick. And I promise you, I'm not the best artist here, but I'm going to try to make this very short and simple for you guys to follow. All right, so this is a little trend line here. It's not going to be perfect, but as you can see, we did break out here on NVIDIA, much like the rest of the market as well. So not only do we have the double bottom on NVIDIA on the weekly chart, we do have a bull breakout here on the daily chart. And so I am looking for price to continue marching higher here over the next few sessions. And again, I just want to see the continuation of higher lows and higher highs to cement my thesis that we are going higher in NVIDIA. And getting the higher lows and higher highs on your daily chart obviously translates to your weekly chart, which means the double bottom will be playing out in a big way. So I am looking for the 120s. I'm not 100% certain when NVIDIA's earnings come out, but I do know that based on the weekly chart and our daily chart here, we could see somewhat of a pre-earnings run-up in NVIDIA as long as the overall market is participating. All right, last but not least, I just want to quickly cover Netflix stock for you guys. And so I'm on an hourly chart here, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Netflix as far as just a nice little trend here. And I am looking for somewhat of another bull breakout here going into tomorrow. And again, the general picture of what I see for Netflix, first of all, after getting this bull breakout, is just to continue to make higher lows and higher highs here on the hourly. Now, generally, I just want to kind of, make some sense out of this and where I believe Netflix is headed. And so in order to do that, I do need to switch over towards our daily chart, and I'll just quickly do that real fast for you guys here. All right, let me get this out of the way. All right, so you can see that we have this nice little channel on Netflix, and since we touched the bottom of the channel, it's been a very impulsive move. I mean, you can just look at how many green days in a row this was. We did catch a good portion of this move. I think we did over 700% on these. However, our contracts sadly expired, so we weren't able to continue holding this. I do believe Netflix is going to eventually test this upper trend line here, and that will take us into the 1200s. And I did make a post back on the Discord server where I was expecting Netflix to get towards the $1,200 level. I posted a chart on Discord basically stating that from, I think, when it was under 1100. I think it was like in the mid 1000s. So yeah, again, pretty much playing exactly to plan. But as you can see, when you drill back down to your hourly charts, and I'll just go back over there really fast. Again, if you're looking for some kind of entry on Netflix to take the ride to 1200, you're going to want to, like I said, wait for this bull breakout to occur. And again, judging by the movement that we're seeing in the post market, here, let me just get this right for you. Yeah, judging by the move that we're seeing in the post market, we probably might open above this level anyway tomorrow. But anyway, again, after we break out of this move here and you get an hourly candle close above this, that'll be your signal to probably take an entry here and to look for that $1,200 price target eventually. Now, just keep in mind, as I stated, we do have Jerome Powell coming up, and so that will bring a lot of volatility to the market. So as long as you have a trade plan and you have an exit strategy, just in case things get a little hairy out there, you will do just fine in what I believe is going to be the next leg up in this market. Based on what I am personally seeing. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully this helps you guys create your trade plans, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. God bless.
Perfect.